Goku! I can't give in now. Everyone's counting on me.
Get this started for real. So, quickly going over the content of the last Crash Course, I covered the flips, what each of them do, how each of them can be applied, how each of them work in neutral, pressure, and defense. TLDR, every flip can be canceled into something else. Light can go into beam. Light can go into beam. Medium can go into heavy flip. Heavy flip is invincible. You can auto cancel it into itself on whiff. Like that. You can auto cancel heavy flip into pretty much anything else instantly, allowing for like a cross-up beam, or a fake command grab, or a pressure reset. What else? This is plus. Here, let me make a Zamasu block. +3, command grab, invincible. And this is regular beam. You can hold the flips for a projectile invincible grounded command dash. This also works for EX flip. Depending which flip you use, it'll give you a different number of actual flips. Light gives 1, medium gives 3, and EX gives 2. When I say projectile invincible, I mean completely projectile invincible, meaning if Zamasu does Lightning of Absolution or any kind of projectile super, I will go straight through it. And I can punish with EX at the end. You can cancel into one of the other special moves, one of the other like flips, after the first flip has finished. So if I try to cancel super fast here, I can't cancel into itself, like I can't cancel light flip into itself until after the first flip has already happened. This does not apply to EX though. EX you can cancel pretty much immediately. I can cancel it there, or I can just do it straight. This allows for tricky mix-ups, tricky rock, paper, scissors kind of pressure, and you can just command neutral and be in your opponent's face pretty much instantly with this and this coverage. This, being able to call assist during it, is really important. If you weren't able to call assist during it, you have to like just hold the -5 and just pray your opponent won't mash on you. I'll cover more on that in like the assist part of the lesson plan. But yeah, the other part of what I covered is what I call guessing situations. It's how I define it. It's a range of you being -3 to +3 on block. If you are in this range, you can do 2 and 4H on block right after whatever move you just used, and if your opponent mashes, they get counter hit. So if I set Zamasu to jab here, he'll get punished. Now that's basic like Street Fighter Ken players. Oh, DP after being unsafe on block. It's different with UI because the EX flip cancels. If I condition my opponent to keep blocking after a lariat because I'm -2, but I condition them to keep blocking that, and then afterwards I can do and take my turn back, or I can condition them to keep blocking or command grab them. Or if you've conditioned them hard enough to where they see the EX flip and they know something is coming, you can just mash. You can just mash instead. If you're in your opponent's head to that degree, you can just mash. Now, people online are going to mash anyway, so it's a true rock, paper, scissors situation. Are you going to punish them for being -2, or are you going to risk the DP? And if you do risk the DP, and you block the DP, will they DP again? And if they don't DP again, is it his turn? Will you eat a command grab? Will you eat a cross-up? These are all things you have to consider when using or playing against UI Goku. What options have you used? What options haven't you used? What options do you think your opponent will expect? What options won't they expect? This works on defense too. I'll cover that in a little bit. So here's the basic UI Goku block string I use on offense. Light, medium, 6S, and then you can mix up from there. I'll start with that. The reason why I do this is because 5M has an like a low built into it. So I have two opportunities to mix up with 6M. 6M is real mix, but I put quotes because a good player is going to block it. You have 1, 2, because 2M, what I want to do after 5M, is also a low. You have two high-low mix-ups there. Just off the first hit of 5M, you can do a you can do a low, you can do an overhead, you can do a command grab, you can reset your pressure, and you can do all that without spending the bar too. I just like to spend the bar because it looks like the EX flip. So if my opponent sees the EX flip and expects a cross up, I can just stay same side. And it's pretty fast, so like, you see attack start of 28 on there. That's not entirely accurate. It takes a little bit for the EX flash to happen, and then the strike comes out. So if your opponent doesn't react to it, and they expect the cross up, and they get hit by that same side medium starter, they die. This is a medium starter. You pop Spark afterward, and you can TOD them depending on what character you're using. I can, because I have TN. And TN is just a damage battery. Yeah, that's how that works. If you want to start mixing things up, you can pretty much use heavy flip cancels wherever you want. I like doing them after 5M or a 2M if they're expecting something else. I like doing them after Lariat, just to put them in that guessing situation. I like doing them after Vanish. I like, I'll occasionally do them when I'm +3 here, because again, that guessing situation range. And seeing this, after you being +3, they are never going to mash on you after that. What people tend to do after they block this is reflect, because it's a frame 1 universal reversal. It, you know, blows back UI if they do 5L after. You do this, wait, you do this, or you do this afterwards. If they reflect, they get smoked. They get hit. Pretty simple. I mean, you can do it if you want. I tend to stray away from it. I'll only do it if I know they're going to reflect. Yeah. What this kind of block string also allows you to do, though. See how the grab stayed the same side there? The grab stayed same side. So if your opponent sees this, like the same side, and expects that +5, they're going to block it, respect it, try to reflect after, but instead, they get command grabbed. This is the setup I like to go for first. I always do this first. If my opponent has not been conditioned at all, I go for this, and most of the time they'll get hit. Most of the time they'll get hit. If they're being really ballsy at the end 2H, I'll keep that in mind, like, okay, I won't go for that again, or instead, I'll like, act like I'm being stupid, go for the same setup, and just cancel it into the heavy flip and punish their 2H. It's rock, paper, scissors. It's all rock, paper, scissors. They guess. You can do the heavy flip cross up just about anywhere. A good place to do it is right after 5L. Because if your opponent expects a tick throw, you've been tick throwing a lot, you can Dragon Rush, you can DR crush them. That EX flash that comes out looks like the Dragon Rush flash, and your opponent has about half a second to decide which one it is. So if they think you're Dragon Rushing, they go to tech it, they eat a cross up and they, you know, get smoked. It's your turn. That's all the pressure UI can do solo. So like just tabulating, like just putting it all together. Flip, flip, and flip again. Plus, command grab, EX command grab. Oh, one more thing I forgot to include. This is a cross-up. This is a cross-up. This is a well-established cross-up. UI players use it all the damn time. This is the same side. If your opponent isn't ready for the beam to come out, like, okay, the beam's coming out, I'll block the other way, they get hit same side, and they get smoked. It's all rock, paper, scissors. Use the setup you want. Use a setup your opponent hasn't seen before because you have, like, 75 to pick from. Yeah, exactly. Cyrus has the right idea. Everything is RPS, but it's in UI's favor. Even something like this. The Lariat doesn't go through them. The Lariat doesn't end up on the opposite side. So you can cover yourself, cover like any kind of whiff punish your opponent might go for, and it hits same side. If your opponent just isn't ready for it, which most of the time they won't be, you'll just hit them same side and restart your pressure. This isn't very good for a frame trap, but using the medium lariat at that spacing makes so your opponent usually won't be able to whiff punish you, and once it goes off, it's fully invincible. So if they try to mash from that far away, they'll get hit by medium lariat. Heavy lariat I don't like using in block strings, but it does go pretty far, and it does go through your opponent to -2, so you can start the guessing situation. Only problem is it costs half a bar, and if I'm spending half a bar to use lariat on pressure, I'm just going to go for this. Use the light lariat and use that half a bar for a cancel instead. So I don't recommend using 236H on block. Stick to 236L if you can. It's the best one for mix-ups. It's the best one for just a little bit of extra pressure. They're all -2, so you don't need to worry about spending a bar or using the slower one to get extra safety or get any extra benefit. The only real benefit to using medium and heavy is in neutral, and I'll cover that later. After 5H, 236MH is a frame trap. This is also true. This is a frame trap. Frame trap. Frame trap. Both of those are frame traps. Like, if your opponent is mashing at any point there, they just got frame trapped twice. If they're trying to jump away from the command grab, after seeing this one too many times, and they try to jump away, they get hit by the 5H. The 5H will hit them if they're trying to jump. Perfectly timed frame trap. If they raw level 3 you for it, oh well, they just spent 3 bars, they got that. I mean, I guess. But that's essentially what UI Goku's offense is. That's what I covered last time. The last UI Goku Crash Course. I intend to cover defense, neutral, and assist usage this time. Pretty much everything else. So, we'll start with what UI Goku's best at, defense. You're in the corner, you're UI Goku, what do you do? Most often, people's answer, oh my god, I meant this. People's answer is Unrestrained Will. The UI Goku's unique tech action. This move on Wake Up sucks. Don't use it on Wake Up. I know it's tempting. It's fully invincible. It goes really far. It'll punish your opponent right after you tech. I know it's tempting. It seems really good on paper. It's not. Your opponent knows what this move is and knows what to expect from it. And now that it loses to meaties, that's what happened in the patch. They made it like not instant, so it loses to meaties. It's not as good. You shouldn't be using it that much. If you are using Unrestrained Will, that should be a mix-up. That should be a mix-up that your opponent should forget about after you haven't used it for a while. Your opponent forgets about it, you pop Unrestrained Will, you punch them in the face, and then it's your turn. Good. Don't abuse it, though. If you abuse it, you have to do one of, a couple things. Either Vanish, which your opponent can react to, and 2H. Cancel into Spark, which, while it keeps you safe, you're spending your Spark because you messed up and used Unrestrained Will. You can level 1 counter, and if your opponent is expecting a Vanish and preemptively 2Hs, you'll catch them. But if your opponent, just stops, waits, sees the counter, they can grab you, or can wait out the counter and hit you with a medium punish, and you see Zamasu in front of you. If I do Unrestrained Will and counter, and he expects it, and waits, and hits me with a medium starter, I die. That is my character gone. And with a raid boss character like UI Goku, losing him off one mistake sucks. Don't do it. Other things you can do on defense. This is a frame 1 invincible, fully invincible counter. That'll beat everything except for supers. Important distinction. It'll beat everything except for supers. So if Piccolo sets up Hell Zone, or Kefla sets up Gigantic Ray, or Zamasu sets up Blades of Judgment, this won't work. It just won't. Block. Do something else. It'll catch everything else though, except for, well, not grabs, but it'll catch everything else. So if there's a gap in your opponent's block string at all, any point where you could reflect, this will catch it. It also hits double-sided, so if your opponent like vanishes or something, this will catch them. Great tool to use on defense. I use it on wake up when my opponent like isn't like fully expecting and hard calls me out with a grab. You can also reflect. Universal options. 2-on-4H. Frame 4, fully invincible. If there's a sizable gap in my opponent's block string, like I see them use an assist, I know is low block still, and they can't get a real reset from it. They eat a 2-on-4H, they eat the flip, they eat the embodied light, and you get a full combo from it. Good thing, it's a good reversal to use on defense, not on wake up, but if your opponent's already started their block string, it's just solid. It's just solid. Use this when your opponent has a gap in their block string. Don't use it on wake up. Pretty much all there is to it. If you have conditioned your opponent to like use that 2-on-4H on block and it creates a gap, and your opponent knows about it and blocks it next time, remember, you have all of your options from 2-on-4H. It's only -5, so you're free to air back dash away and just reset neutral. Or you can do another one. Or you can cover with an assist and start your pressure. It's your turn. If your opponent, like if you have time to do this move on block, it is your turn. It's okay. Well, I'd say get out of jail free. It costs half a bar, but it gets you out of jail. Any situation where your opponent would leave enough of a gap to let this move rock, it is your turn. Once your opponent knows to block it, you can cancel it into whatever you want. If your opponent knows it's coming, it's your turn, or you can grab them, or you can cross them up, or if your opponent knows if your opponent like is a head ass and thinks you're like gonna do a cancel, fuck them. It's ridiculous. If there's enough of a gap to where you can use this move and you remember and know all of your options when using it, it is your turn. Do not let your opponent think otherwise, ever. What's up, Kai? The most important tool, defensive tool UI Goku has on Wake Up, in my opinion, and this is one of the underrated moves I don't see used enough now that I got nerfed, 2-2S. Rising Heat. This move is still really, really, really good. It's not better than it was. It's not better than it was pre-nerf. I'm not going to be like stupid and say that. Being fully invincible frame 1 and hitting both sides, that's not something that could ever be understated. What it does do now, though, it's frame 1, both sides, anti-air. So if your opponent messes up their safe jump, or they mess up their meaty, this will hit them. And even if it doesn't, you can call assist during it. That's the important part I want to talk about. People undervalue this move because they don't know you can call assist during it. On Wake Up, it's my turn. They do, like, they safe jump, they block this, they call it out. Doesn't matter, it's my turn. If you have a higher blocks on assist and you don't want to leave any gaps, it is my turn. On Wake Up. Block this on Wake Up. It is my turn. It is my turn if you block this on Wake Up. And the thing about it being a medium starter, same with 2-on-4L. If they mess up their meaty, if they mess up their safe jump, if 21 messes up her level 3 Yoki, spoiler alert, they will. If they mess up that level 3 Yoki and they eat one of these, and you know the 2-2S TOD, they die. Essential knowledge, UI Goku players. Whatever, I dropped it. But essential knowledge for UI Goku players. You have to know the 2-2S TOD. Or some route off 2-2S Spark with your characters that will let you kill. If you can get them to, if they mess up their like Oki and they die off this, they are never gonna they are never gonna take that risk ever again. And once they don't, like they will always respect you and wake up after that. Because the scariest thing you can do to someone is kill them. Oh shit, we got a follower. Sent, thank you for the follow, brother. I appreciate you for real. But if you can kill them off this, most opponents will respect you after that. They will respect you if you can just outright kill them. Oh, I need to level 3 there, never mind. I need to... There's something else I can do there. I forgot the extra route. Yeah, if you can kill them off 2-2S, you're up. You're up good. They will respect you for the rest of the time you're playing them. Then you can wake up with some head ass shit, like straight up mashing, or 214H, or whatever you want. Just kill them with this first. Even if you don't kill them, again, call assist during it. It's your turn. If they get hit by it, and you don't expect it. You don't expect them to get hit by it, and they do get hit by it. Call an assist that will track in the air, and you can convert off it. Pretty simple. But that's how UI Goku's defense works. Going back to Unrestrained Will, where you want to use Unrestrained Will is not on Wake Up, in my opinion, but scramble situations. If you tech a Dragon Rush, if your opponent techs a Dragon Rush, if you get hit by a stray Ki Blast, then don't follow up, if you get hit by a Raw Vanish for whatever reason, because I know motherfuckers do that, if your opponent drops their combo, tech out, Unrestrained Will, and if they do not see it coming after like a tech Dragon Rush or a stray Ki Blast situation, full screen, tracking, invincible lariat, and if you hit them, like if they are high enough in the air when this happens, if you Unrestrained Will and they air block it, you'll like fly past them, land on the ground, and be safe. You don't even need a spark. Yeah. Using it on Wake Up's a bad idea because you're close to the ground, it's horribly unsafe, you eat a medium starter, and most of the time you'll die. Not in the air though. If they block it in the air, you'll pretty much be safe most of the time. One more thing I wanted to address is safety HC. With certain characters, I only know that it works with hit, I don't know about anyone else. But if you 2-2S or Unrestrained Will and Wake Up, and they block, you can frame one cancel. That's completely safe. That is completely and entirely safe. On block and on reflect. I only know of hit and UI that works. It's worth labbing with other characters, lab with whoever you want. I've seen Cyrus do it with Gohan. Who knows? What about Janemba and Jiren J2H in regards to Unrestrained Will? They have to see it coming. That's a matchup specific thing. If you Unrestrained Will after a tech Dragon Rush and a Jiren or Janemba player know it's going to happen, then fucking bro, you lost that. You lost that. I mean, that's matchup specific stuff. If you know, if you've been hit by it before and you know it's going to happen, just don't do it. UI Goku has plenty of other things you can do in the scramble situation. Like you can backdash 5S, you can backdash beam, you can 2-4H. There's plenty of there's plenty of stuff you can do besides Unrestrained Will. The thing I'm saying is though, is Unrestrained Will is usually the best option in those situations. If you're in the air. If you're in the air, those are the best options. I would say the level 1 counter. But like, if a Jiren or Janemba is ready to J2H you, they're not going to hit your counter. They're going to be too far away for that. You'll be over here. They'll be over there. Jiren will be spinning in the air, like, ready to stomp you. And you'll just be posed there, look like an idiot. You spent a bar for nothing. Why would you do that? post. Oh, right, yeah. The hands, too. I forgot about the hands. Thank you for reminding me. This, long range, -5. Pretty sure it's safe on air block. Excellent option to do post tech DR. It keeps your pressure going. If you have an assist that tracks the air, you can keep your pressure going. Excellent option to use after post DR. That's probably the best option. Then unrestrained will being second after post tech DR. Great option. Definitely use that. Light fist. Here, can I set him to tech DR actually? Is there like a thing? Is that a thing I can do? Yes. Okay.
Praise me! Praise me!
Oh, I set unrestrained will to always active, didn't I? Let me turn that off.
Praise me! Praise me! Praise me! Praise me!
Yeah. Excellent. Excellent for your pressure. EX hands hit, it locks you down? Yeah. Crazy stuff. Even if you go for it's crazy. Even if you go for a tick throw and your opponent techs it, it is still your turn. If you play your cards right, if you vary your offensive tools, it should always be your turn, pretty much. No two ways about it. But that's pretty much how UI Goku works on defense. A quick TLDR. Use this on Wake Up more when you have assist ready. And call an assist during it to keep your turn. Use this on Wake Up to punish any kind of mistake your opponent's making. Use this in scramble situations, especially in neutral when your opponent calls an assist. If your opponent calls an assist and you do this, and if they fail the matchup check and they don't crouch during it, that's guaranteed damage and a knockdown. You can take Oki. If they're in the air and they call an assist, like if they do super jump, call an assist to get in, and you counter the assist, that is guaranteed damage. They cannot do anything about it if they are in the air. They have to hold that. So if you're close to them, or anywhere pretty much, and they call some punk-ass beam assist, and they're in the air, they take damage. Goated stuff. Very goated stuff. Use this anytime your opponent has a gap in their block string, or if they respect you enough to actually do one of the flip cancels. But remember, respect is earned, not given. So you have, like, make sure they actually know to block you first. Can you vanish it on reaction in the air? No. My opponents have tried, and I have labbed it out. I think I can. Let me see if I can show it off now. I don't think you can. Let me set a recording. No, I can't record with this controller. Damn it! No, I don't have a record button. But no, I'm pretty sure they can't vanish it because it activates both sides. The guard point is also fully invincible, so once the guard point happens, here, let me set Zamasu to 5-0.
Praise me!
Like once that guard point happens, here, actually, a better idea. I can call his assist. See that? Full invincibility.
Praise me!
Full invincibility as soon as the guard point happens. What that means is if your opponent tries to vanish, if you counter an assist and they're in the air, if they vanish, it will still hit. Full invincibility once the guard point, that's something UI Goku has that Jiren doesn't have on his 2 and 4S. You know, the try something, the funny haha red hand counter. When the guard point activates, he's not fully invincible. That's why you can 2H him. That's why you can stop him once he does that attack. That's why you can vanish. UI Goku? No, you can't. If this happens and you're in the air, you have to take the damage.
I see everything.
It's GOAT.
Praise me!
This is my target.
Praise me!
It's so good. It's so good. I love it so much. That's pretty much all of what UI Goku covers on defense. Yeah, we've pretty much started talking about neutral already. So I've talked about this counter in scramble situations. What about this one? What makes this one, like, I feel like UI Goku players don't use these two moves enough at all. They are incredibly good moves that should be used way more. This, I already talked about the guaranteed damage comes with this. If this gets activated, this frame 4 fully invincible counter gets activated, if you like see an assist, you do it on reaction, you warp behind them, it's pretty much a free vanish. A vanish that doesn't cost any bar. You counter their assist or one of their moves, you warp behind them, and depending on how unsafe their move just was, you can punish them for it. If they're like, if they did what, like if they called an assist though, like if they didn't use any of their moves, it's technically 0 on block, and being 0 on block falls into that guessing situation parameter I was talking about before. So if you activate 6H on an assist and you warp behind them, you can do this. You can EX flip. And if they mash on you, because like, okay, I have a frame 6 jab, you goes a 7 frame jab, I win here. No, they don't. No, they don't. They don't win at all. If you warp behind them with 6H, like, okay, he did the EX flip last time, I'll respect it this time.
Praise me!
Well, now it's my turn. Okay, I'll respect it this time. You warp behind them. You got grabbed.
This is gonna hurt.
How pathetic.
If you want to be really funny, you can 6H, warp behind them, and if you think they'll mash, 6H again. And since what they just did is unsafe now, you punish.
Praise me!
I don't recommend going for that though. Only do it if you're trolling. I mean, trolling is a fun thing to do. Trolling's funny, but And it being 0 on block means if you go behind them and this being fully invincible, if they raw level 3, if they have had enough of your bullshit, and if they raw level 3, this will win. It will win. Let me show you. This is level 3.
Blades.
That's Blaze Judgment. This one.
Praise me!
This power that fills me.
Ah!
Praise me!
I shall bring the dawn of a new era to this world.
UI Goku wins. Even if they raw level 3, it doesn't matter. Because you can just flip. You flip to safety. And if they do a strike base level 3, I don't have none of the opponents team actually has it. But if they do a strike base level 3, just doing this will win. It's ridiculous. So a TLDR, if you weren't listening just now, if you warp behind them with 6H, or alternatively, if you're playing neutral and you land this full screen, or if you land this from half screen,
Praise me!
always EX flip after. Flip after, take your turn. Pressure them. Make so that they can't mash, make it so that they respect you, make it so that they keep blocking so you can start your mix-ups. Remember, respect is earned, not given. Make them respect you by being invincible. Catch their mash, catch whatever they're trying to do, smoke them. Pack them up. You have an entire game, you have an entire set, you have an entire session to condition them to do whatever you want. Make sure you take advantage of it. Now that I've covered the counters, here's pretty much how I approach neutral with UI Goku. You're going to want to be in one of 3 kind of zones. The first is up close to your opponent where 5L is going to
Praise
hit.
me!
Which, if you didn't know about UI Goku's 5L, that's pretty big. There's a pretty decent leeway here
Praise me!
for what being close range is.
Praise me!
Get into a distance, float around, moon jump, do whatever you want, but get into a distance to where this will hit your opponent. If you can get close range and start your pressure with
Praise
5L,
me!
you're in the clear, you can get your offense started, you can get your flip pressure started, you can get whatever you want started. The second range I usually try to be at is 2-3-6H, mid-screen. If I am mid-screen, I can 2-3-6H and they can block it. I can get my flip pressure started because I'm in that guessing situation stage. I was talking about how I don't like 2-6H on offensive pressure before. That's because I use it here. If I am mid-screen, if there is a range where my opponent can like throw out a beam or throw out an assist, invul through it, punish them. Alternatively, if I'm mid-screen or pretty much full screen, I can use an assist to cover my approach and light flip and go towards them. If I'm out of range where hit A is gonna hit my opponent,
Is this my target?
cross up, start my pressure. Be at a range to where the light flip lariat can be covered by your assist, or 2-6H will hit your opponent and start your pressure. That's the second range. The third range gets a little bit more esoteric and requires use of your assists. Meaning you have to have an assist that works for this kind of situation. All UI Goku players know that this jails an advantage. All UI Goku players know that this jails this, which jails an advantage. Not all UI Goku players know that if you have an assist a lot of blocks done, that works. Not all UI Goku players know that if you have an assist with high blocks done, that works. If you're in the air, if your opponent is jumping, not crouch, that works. And you can start your pressure. It's not the best thing. It's not the best option. But if you're full screen, and you can actually get your dash to work instead of your controller, start your pressure. If you can be at a range where you can catch your opponent in the air, start your pressure. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. All the flips can be activated in the air as well, just not, you can't cancel them in the air. So this works. Never use it though, it sucks. This also works, and it's really good at using. This works. And it's really good using. Especially on Oki. If you can get your safe jump started, like a regular safe jump, say I can like oh right. I said the Tech Dragon Rush.
Pressed.
Get a regular safe jump. Grab them. Most of the time your opponent's not going to expect a grab straight from the air like that. UI Goku and Videl can do it. Expect it. Don't expect it. Just be ready for it. Never do this though. On a safe jump, never do this. It sucks. Don't do it. See how you're like, you're plus 14 there, which is what a normal safe jump will get you. If you do what I just showed you with 2 and 4L, you are instead only plus 3. It's a difference of plus 3 and plus 14. Which would you rather have? Yeah. Oh, speaking of plus 14. Do it. One thing I forgot to mention about UI Goku's block string. This can be canceled into this. I mentioned that. But if your opponent up back, so they see if they know the grab is coming and jump away, you can also cancel the light flip. And catch them with that. And if it catches them jumping, you're plus 13. If you catch them jump, if you see them jump and you can react to their jump by canceling medium flip to the light flip, you're plus 13. If they try and 2H you for it, react to the heavy flip, and it's your turn. Pretty simple. What about anti-reflect? What do you mean anti-reflect? I mean, if you want like anti-reflect Oki, sometimes I'll go for a safe jump, purposely mess it up. Purposely mess up the meaty timing so they don't reflect, like they go for reflect, and I grab them.
This is gonna hurt.
I've seen Stance do it. I've seen Neo do it. I have not seen Nitro do it. So until Nitro starts doing it, I'm not satisfied. Not yet. Anti-reflect block strings? Look, this is pretty much the only safe block string UI Goku has.
Praise me.
That is the only gapless block string UI Goku had. Nothing about UI Goku is reflect safe. What is anti-reflect though?
Praise me.
Is this?
Praise me.
This?
Praise me.
This?
Praise me.
This? Yeah, you get the picture. A lot of the mix-ups I do with UI Goku's flips are inherently anti-block straight. Oh, this too, but I don't really like using it that much. It's a good cross-up, but I don't really like. I tend not to use it. If I'm gonna go for a cross-up, I'm gonna go for this. Back to neutral. You want to be in one of those 3 zones, pretty much. If you're not in one of those 3 zones, like jump or moon jump, or float around until you're in one of those 3 zones and get your pressure started. If like you can float back, give him some space, take full screen, get your pressure started. Float around, use your mid-screen tools like a good mid-screen lariat assist,
Is this my target?
and get your pressure started. All of the good universal system mechanics UI Goku can use for defense and for movement, in addition to everything else he can do, is what makes him so strong. That's what makes him so scary. Also, if you're in a scramble situation and you know your opponent super dashes, just 2-2S. Please, don't rely on 2H. It's too horizontal. It's too like horizontal moving for that. I've been in countless situations where super dash just go behind me, warp behind me, and hit me from behind while I'm doing 2H. Just 2-2S. Please, it hits both sides. It goes straight up. It smokes ambiguous whatever side super dash is gonna be on, and you kill them for it. Just do it. If there's a situation where your opponent's like in the air, you know he's gonna super dash, they die. And if they block, if some super dash bullshit happens, like if they land and they block, call an assist. Your turn.
Is this my target?
Praise me! Praise me!
Call an assist.
Praise me!
Your turn.
Praise me! Praise me! Praise me! Maximum power!
Yeah, your turn. Play your cards right, and it'll always be your turn. Hit is he's kind of like Hit in that regard, where like even if you're floating around, you can use this in the air.
Maximum power!
You can use this in the air.
Maximum power!
Super dash should never hit you, ever. If super dash does hit you, it's because you're not reacting, and my reaction time is bad, so I get hit by super dash still. But I'm putting this out there so y'all with good reactions who play UI Goku can absolutely put super dash in a pack. That's the goal here. Yeah, float around, use your neutral tools, get into one of those 3 grounded ranges so you can start your turn. Full screen, mid-screen, or close range. Be in one of those 3 ranges. In my opinion, being close range is the best. You can start your pressure meterless. If you are mid-screen, spend half a bar, get your pressure started. If you're at full screen, you can also do that if you're like feeling a little ballsy. You can also do this, full screen, if you want to through some bullshit. But if you've locked them down, if you've jailed them, you can be like, plus 19, holy shit, what? Okay, yeah, there you go, that's what it should be. And get your turn started, get your pressure started. Use these tools. Use all of UI Goku's tools. Keep the space, play mid-screen, play close range, play full screen, pick whatever you want based on whatever matchup and the opponent that you're facing, and get your pressure started. That's always the goal. Get your pressure started. Once you've gotten your pressure started, worry about your pressure. Don't worry about whatever you're doing with pressure until you've gotten your pressure started. If you're just sitting there waiting for your opponent to throw an assist to counter it, your opponent's going to catch on to what you're doing. Use the counters, react to what your opponent's doing, get that guaranteed damage with the level 1 counter if they're in the air, they throw out an assist, react to whatever move they're doing with grounded 6H, warp behind them, get your pressure started. Again, the goal is always to get your pressure started. If you can get your pressure started, you've won neutral. UI Goku has 20 bajillion tools to win neutral. Use them. Pretty much all there is to it. Let's see. I've covered defense. I've covered what I like to do on neutral. I've covered all of his options on block. There's some important conversions to learn with UI Goku, like beyond just the regular B&B. I showed you the sparking the 2-2S TOD also kind of works off 2 and 4L, but you have to be kind of close to the corner to make it work. If you like, if you land a 5M or a 2M somewhere, the same kind of routing works. The same kind of route will work. I'm pretty sure if you do it off 5M, 2M, it'll drop at some point in the route, so make sure you keep your hit stun proration in mind before you just completely end their life. Another important conversion to learn is this. That 2M, 6S, 2-2S conversion is a very good like solo route that UI Goku can do. It attacks on a little bit of extra damage before before supers. So if you do this solo, if you do it solo and you do the whole route, you'd vanish, 2M, 2-2S, get a little bit of extra damage before your super comes out, tack on a little bit of extra damage. If you can get a kill, you get a kill, all good. Grab. UI Goku has a rejump that's viable. You grab them, mid-screen, I should say mid-screen. You either grab them or you land 2-3-6M, mid-screen. You jump S, you jump S and super dash, and you air dash JM to get the rejump. I suck at it. I suck at it a lot. I cannot do this rejump at all. I don't think I've landed it even once. But you, after 2M, 4M, or 2-3-6M, you do jump S, super dash, air dash JM. I almost landed just now. But after JM, you jump up JL and finish the BNB from there. That's the rejump you have to know. Typically, after a grab, I just do 5S, 2-6S, call my assist, and finish my BNB from there. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do the rejump. I'll lab it as much as I can, but I just haven't gotten it to work yet. Y'all are better players than me. You can figure that out. What else? 2 and 4H. You can just finish a BNB. You can pretty much just finish a BNB if you land 2 and 4H. Make sure you delay the jump to get a hard knockdown. Oh! One thing I forgot to mention on offense, I'll talk about it a bit later. But 2 and 4L, hard knockdown. One thing you can also do off 2 and 4H though is get a reset. That's not it. It's this. Damn it. Dash! If they... See how like the combo reset and say good right after the first hit of 5M happened? If they are not blocking low at that exact moment, the second hit of 5M will hit them. They eat a medium starter, and most of the time, they should die. Like, that's pretty much it. If you're doing this reset too, if they expect the low, you can go for a cross-up JM. And you don't need Spark to do that jump cancel because you're already hitting them. You can jump cancel normals on hit, you hit them the first hit, cross-up JM. Thank you, Cyrus. Also, the side switch, basic side switch. 2H.
I will not hear your confession.
That should go to the other side. Not sure why it's not. But if you 2H, if you J2H, after 2 and 4H, you should end up on the other side and get your full combo. Post grab in the corner. You can get a special combo that's similar to the regular corner starter. Or if you dash up in JL. Delay the 5H. And get your OP. It's back to corner? That makes sense. Yep. And get your OP. What else? What else? What else? What else? Any conversions that I missed, Cyrus, that you know of? I guess I'll cover Oki next then. Oki, pretty much, if you have regular knockdown,
You're not going anywhere.
safe jump. Backdash, JH, universal safe jump. Everyone can do it. Use it. It's good. Also works off Dragon Rush.
Is this my target?
I should say though, it does not work off J36M. This move, you're not safe enough to do a safe jump there. They recover way too fast. What I do instead, I backdash and 5M. The second hit will catch them low. That's what I do off J36M on Oki. The stomp there will catch them low on a meaty. 214L is the best though. 214L is the best kind of Oki you can have. Because what you can do is, you can super jump, fast fall, and you can 2L them meaty low. Super good. Super, super good. I do it all the time. It's crazy. What else you can do? You can not fast fall and catch them high with JH. See how low that hit them? If they expect the low there, if they expect the low 2L, and they get caught high, they get 2-touched. Pretty crazy. Pretty wild. Zamasu's just too tall? Yeah, I agree with that. It's pretty sick. That's the best Oki. In my opinion, that's the best Oki UI Goku has. 214L, fast fall 2L, or don't fast fall JH. And if you're feeling really ballsy, don't fast fall, grab.
This is gonna hurt.
It's kind of wild. It's kind of crazy. The Oki is ridiculous. If you open them up, depending on your assists and the supers you're running, you can 2-touch. The goal is a 2-touch. The goal is to do as much damage as you can. If you can 2-touch, great, good. I thrive with this team because of Tien's ability to generate 2-touches.
How pathetic.
Yeah. Other important Oki, post level 3, you're put at pretty much full screen. What you can do is, you can 236H, and that will put you into 5L distance. That's important to note for neutral as well. If you're full screen and you don't want to 236M, I don't know why you wouldn't, but you can 236H, and that instantly puts you in that close range. That close range that you need for your 5L to hit. So if you ever feel like you want to be close range and close that gap, 236H. You'll close the gap instantly. If they're jumping, I mean, do something to cover it. UI Goku has plenty of tools to cover it, just use it. Use whatever tool you want to cover jump away. Use 236H and close that gap. But on Oki, 236H, they set your Zamasu to block all. You can do 5L, 2M, 5M, 6M.
Praise me! Praise me!
And that's 0. That is 0 on block. Wait, no, the 6M's normally 0 on block. What am I talking about? If you're full screen, post UI Goku level 3 Oki. That misses.
Praise me!
Nitro made that plus. Nitro made that plus.
Praise me!
Was it the other way around?
Praise me!
How did Nitro make that plus? I remember seeing this before. I don't do it a lot, but you can. It's something you can do. Normally post level 3 Oki, I just go for this because it hits me and you can start your pressure.
Praise me!
But I don't know how Nitro made that plus.
Praise me! Praise me!
There you go. If you do 5L, delay the 5M a bit, and then 6M, it'll hit plus.
Praise me!
That'll require practice. Damn. That's sick. Alright, yeah, you get the idea. +4, you can reset with this. Very, very cool, very fun. That's pretty much all I have for Oki. If you land at 214L mid-screen, like regular 214L Oki, this surprisingly it works. You can run up,
You dare mock me?
get an air dash, and not.
How pathetic.
and get like a JM or a JH, it should hit meaty, depending how long you're dashing.
You dare mock me?
Zamasu, you are too big. There you go, safe jump. That's safe jumps. Yeah. That's solid Oki mid-screen. In the corner, 2-1-4 Oki gets even better. You get the picture. You get the picture. Moving on. The last thing I want to cover, I've covered neutral, I've covered defense, I've covered counters, I've covered 2-2S, I covered conversions, I covered Oki. I covered the offense of conditioning and mixing up what flip options you use. Two more things I want to cover. I forgot to mention the pressure and the offense, the blocking stuff I was talking about, sparking. If you have sparking, UI Goku's game plan is very simple. This, instead of getting a cross up from just the beam, your opponent now has this to look out for, which is plus, it crosses up, and it's a pressure reset. That's pretty much all that changes, though. You can Tiger Knee Fist, but why would you? It sucks. That's pretty much the only thing you gets from being in sparking. Use it clearly, use it often. It's just good. It's just really good. Just use it. Instead of doing the beam cross up that costs half the bar and is extremely telegraphed, use this. Meterless, more plus, less telegraphed. This is good. Last thing I want to cover, the importance of assists. The reason why I run hit A and TNB, I'll start with hit A. I run hit A because hit A covers my mistakes. If I do flip and flip again, hit A, fully invincible, will hit at this range and allows me to reset my pressure. Hit A is extremely important for things like that. If I'm flipping in, hit A covers my approach, fully invincible.
Is this my target? Is this my target?
Damn, he actually doesn't cover me fully there. Whatever, doesn't matter that much. When I make a mistake, hit A covers me, he's fully invincible, I can start my turn again. And the importance with this is, if I delay the assist call, and my opponent's like, okay, he's not gonna call an assist in my turn now, and I call hit A, and they get smoked by the kick, 5L will catch them. I can convert off hit A with just 5L. Very easy bait conversions off of what normally is a very hard assist to convert off of. Very cheeky setup that I can do, and this is why I said hit A covers my mistakes. If I forcibly make a mistake in a combo, and the combo drops, so I do 2-6M there, and they down tech, looking to down tech mash, hit A will catch them on their landing, and they can't mash. If they mash, hit A hits them. If they block it, I can fall down, JH, and start my pressure again. Hit A covers your mistakes, even if you make them on purpose. That's why I run hit A. TNB, I run for the simple purpose of it hits in the air, it tracks, it helps me jail from air to ground, I can set play with it, and it's high block stun. It allows me to just do some bullshit like this full screen. That was the spark button, that was not the assist button. And get my pressure started. But what TNB allows me to do that's the super valuable part of the assist, because the block stun. Low. Shit. Cross up high, if I can get it to land. Damn, that's not landing. Is Zamasu just too narrow? There you go. Low high. I get a 50-50 off of cross up beam. So if they guess right, if they guess correctly on this mixture,
Praise me!
I mix them again.
me!
You have to time it right though. It's a very hard thing to time.
Maximum power!
Praise me!
There you go. They get mixed. If they block that beam, they eat a 50-50. If they do regular block string,
Praise me! Praise me!
left or shoot right,
Praise me! Praise me!
left, right, in the corner,
Praise me!
high,
Praise me!
low, 50-50. If you do 2-on-4M and they jump, it covers them. It covers that jump. So even if you're like being dumb
Praise me! Praise me!
and don't cancel into this and be plus 13, or say you're like in net pain, or a easy thing to explain. If you do this
Praise me! Praise me!
and they guess right, TNB will cover your jump. A lot of assists do that. TNB just does it too. I run TNB because of the set play it gives me full screen, because of the mix-ups it gives me once I'm in, and because of the coverage it can give me if my opponent jumps away. That's why I run TNB. That's why I run the 2 assists that I do. TNB also gives me meter, a little bit of extra meter for me to be able to do my flip conversions more. And TN level 1, level 2, and level 3 also do a metric fuck ton of damage and enables me to 2-touch. TN and Hit are 2 of UI's best partners. Love them to death. Super good. TN being on anchor also enables you to run UI point, which is my favorite position for him. You can run UI anywhere. Doesn't really matter. That's why I run the assists I do. They help me in neutral, they help me in pressure, they help me on defense, because I can just... Yeah, that should cover about everything. Last thing is UI's assist. They're all good. Don't use C assist. C assist is mid. Beam. Just a standard beam is pretty good. A assist is my favorite. Smoke super dash. Anti-air. You can convert off it at super jump height. Just good. Like it a lot. Yeah, that should cover about everything.